200 years, the Basilian Fathers have remained true to their founding mission of providing Catholic education to a wide diversity of people with a special effort to serve those in need. This mission has taken them from their birthplace in Annonay, France, to the New World in Canada and the United States, and Latin America in Mexico and Colombia. The Congregation of St. Basil was born in France at a time of turmoil, revolution, and harsh persecution targeting the Catholic Church, known as the Reign of Terror. By 1790, religious orders in France were abolished and clergy were forced to take an oath of loyalty that overrode the authority of the Pope or face the guillotine. When the Archbishop of Vienne returned to France after fleeing the Reign of Terror, he asked Father Joseph Lapierre, who had been living in hiding, to secretly open a seminary school in a quiet village in the south-central French region called the Ardèche. The school prospered, and in 1802 it moved to the nearby city of Annonay, where the population could support the school's expected growth. The school continued to flourish and more schools opened in the Ardèche region. In 1822, the priests who staffed the schools presented a petition to the local bishop to be recognized as an association of priests. On November 21, the feast of the Presentation of Our Lady, the 10 founders chose Father Joseph Lapierre as the first superior general. St. Basil was chosen as the order's patron saint, since one of the churches where the priests were in hiding was Saint Basil, and the locals began to call them the priests of St. Basil, or les Basilians, the Basilians. By 1863, Pope Pius IX recognized this association as a religious congregation under simple vows. Across the Atlantic Ocean in 1850, Bishop Armand de Charbonnel, a former Basilian student in Annonay, was appointed Bishop of Toronto, Ontario. He saw a need for Catholic education among the poor Irish Catholic families in his diocese. He invited his former teachers to come to Canada to establish a school in Toronto. The Basilians sent 4 priests, representing a significant percentage of their total number of available priests. In 1852, St. Michael's College opened its doors. At the requests of local bishops in the New World, the Basilians continued to establish and staff schools and parishes in communities across North America, including Owen Sound, Sandwich, now known as Windsor, and Amherstburg, Ontario, Detroit, Michigan, Waco, Houston, and LaPorte, Texas, Albuquerque and Las Cruces, New Mexico, Gary, Indiana, Vancouver, British Columbia, Calgary and Edmonton, Alberta, and Chatham, New Brunswick. While in France in 1903, the French Republican government ordered all religious institutions to disband. A few Basilians continued their work at the school in Annonay, but the congregation's religious life in France was interrupted for 20 years. Tensions, both canonical and political, between the New World Basilian counselors and the congregation's French leadership resulted in an amicable decree of separation in June of 1922. The outcome was 2 distinct congregations, the Basilian Fathers of Toronto and the Basilian Fathers of Viviers. By 1955, the congregation celebrated the reunion of the French and North American Basilians. The Basilians were encouraged by Pope John XXIII's call to religious communities to send their people to Latin America. They expanded on their ministry with Mexican migrant workers in southern Texas by establishing an apostolate in Mexico. The first Basilians were sent to Mexico in 1961, where they began by taking over the direction of San Juan Cristosomo Parish in Mexico City. Within the first 10 months, there were over 3,000 First Communions and 657 baptisms among 10,000 families. Motivated by the success of the Mexican apostolate, the Basilians welcomed the idea to establish another project in Latin America. They were offered the opportunity to take over a parish with a school attached in Cali Valle, Colombia. The founding group of Basilians arrived in Colombia in July of 1987. The Basilians have expanded on their original foundation to the cities of Bogotá and Medellín. Throughout the congregation's history, Basilian leaders made their marks that have shaped today's Catholic educational landscape. One of the most influential Basilians was Father Henry Carr. Under his leadership, he made many decisions to secure the future of Catholic education in Canada. In recent years, Basilians saw the need to expand the role of lay people within the congregation. The Basilian Lay Associates were established at the 1981 General Chapter. The Basilian Lay Associates are Catholic women and men called to the Basilian charism of community and education in the Church's mission of evangelization. They seek to respond more fully to their baptismal call to holiness and service by formal association with the Congregation of St. Basil. As more lay people teach and administer at Basilian high schools and colleges, there was the need to train Catholic teachers with the foundations of Christian education. The Basilian Network of Education and the New Evangelization was established to bring together different school communities that are under the responsibility of the Basilian Fathers in a common mission of engaging in ongoing formation and to promote a Basilian approach to education within their schools. The inaugural conference was held in 2015. As a small community, the congregation has been able to adapt itself to the evolving needs of today. Guided by their charism of education and evangelization, Basilians continue to serve God in a variety of ways as the work is diverse. Basilians not only teach and administer in high schools and universities, but also serve as missionaries, parish priests and pastors, hospital chaplains, licensed counselors and therapists, retreat directors, peacekeepers, and more. Please help us continue our Founder's mission. The Basilians are looking for young men who want to apply their God-given talents to make a difference in today's world. Please pray for vocations to our way of life. For young men discerning God's call, we invite you to discover how you can direct your talents and dedication to serving the Church and God's people as a Basilian.